It's getting good. Senate Judiciary Committee members are pressing Susan Rice to explain by next week a newly revealed email.
She's sending herself an email talking about a conversation on January the 5th with the president, reassuring herself and I guess the president that this would be done by the book. I think that's odd and disturbing because we know that the investigation regarding the Trump campaign was anything but by the book.
And the email also indicates the Obama administration may have withheld information on the Russia probe from the Trump team. Meanwhile, there's new information on Michael Flynn's guilty plea. Who better to explain it all than former federal prosecutor Andy McCarthy, who joins us from New York. All right, Andy, I've been dying to talk to you, but let's first hit Susan Rice, because it seems like she's back. I mean, she was there to save him on Benghazi, went out and lied about the deal with what caused the attack in Benghazi, and now she's back again with what certainly looks like a CYA email to herself.
Yeah, the question is, which A was she seeing, it appears. And, you know, there's two interesting things about it. One is this by-the-book stuff, which you would think at the very tail end of the administration that always did it by the book, it wouldn't be necessary to tell people that things needed to be done by the book, particularly when, as Senator Graham points out, this thing was anything but done by the book, unless the book is like Rules for Radicals, right? I guess they didn't identify the book. But the other interesting thing that you point to is this holding out, they're laying the groundwork to hold out information. So President Obama wants to know over the next couple of weeks if there's any reason why we can't share with the incoming team. And, you know, you have to think about what was going on then. They were investigating Flynn at that time, and he is going to be Susan Rice's successor, who you would think she would be cooperating with and would be sharing information with. And yet they were regarding him as a criminal suspect. They were thinking about doing a Logan Act prosecution on him, which is absurd. They ultimately had the FBI go speak to him and ended up prosecuting him for false statements. So I wonder if they're laying the groundwork to not let him in on things because they're regarding him as a suspect rather than her successor.
You know, a friend of mine today reminded me of when we were in the Reagan administration, and he was in there in the last few days, that usually in the last few days you're not still sending emails. And I don't know what time that email dropped. I don't know if it was it before 12 noon when. What timing? What's the timing of that?
They say 12:15, Laura, which is when she should have been clearing out her office, right? And if
no,
she's
she was out. No. 12:15. She is gone. This is Trump land after 12 o'clock, right? Andy?
Right, but she's still using government email, and I think she still had her security clearance. But I think she's creating a government document on purpose. And we know that's not always the usual thing in the Obama administration. Often they tried to not create government documents when they were doing government work. But she clearly was making a paper trail here.
Andy, also, I want to ask you quickly about this this deal with Robert Porter and this whole thing with his ex-wives and accused of abuse, and the timeline that looks like it might be different from what the administration initially said, given what the FBI director said today. What's going on with these security clearances and individuals who are still working in the White House without security clearances? Is that normal?
Yeah, it's not normal for people to be working for an extended period of time at the White House without a full permanent security clearance. And it looks like what happened here, looks like the nub of the problem right now is the White House evidently said that the FBI investigation was continuing as of recently. And in fact, it looks like, according to what Director Wray says, they had wrapped that up last year.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Andy, we'll keep on this with you. Great insights as always.